Hello, doctors who are also aspiring entrepreneurs. You're probably used to long hours, weekends, nights, feeling stressed, overwhelmed as a doctor, not to mention trying to juggle your online brand that you're building. So in this video, I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide on how exactly to maximize burnout and take your unproductivity to the next level in a 7-step guide. Let's get into it. Okay, make myself smaller. Put myself over there and let's go. So, how to burn out and be unproductive, step-by-step guide for doctor entrepreneurs. I'm Thomas, by the way. I'm also a doctor who's trying to build my online brand. Here's what we're going to cover today. Overloading your schedule, neglecting self-care and well-being, short-term thinking and quick fixes, ineffective multitasking, ignoring professional and personal boundaries, skipping planning and organization, and very important, not to be missed, avoiding continuous learning and feedback. So, as I said, this is what I'm building, Health and Hustle, a community for online entrepreneurs who are also doctors, trying to juggle the two, and we are going to motivate each other and work together. I'm going to basically be optimizing your focus, your productivity, things like this. But enough about that, let's focus more about being unproductive and burning out. So share this course if you find it useful, and you can watch it double speed. Okay, so let's talk about overloading your schedule. So obviously as a doctor, you're balancing clinical duties with business development. So why focus on just one demanding career when you can juggle two? So I think a lot of you have already taken that next step to try and maximize, feeling overwhelmed or have lots of things going on by having a side hustle. So you're already halfway there. So make sure to fill your schedule with back-to-back patient appointments while simultaneously trying to launch and manage your new business. Who needs strategic planning and rest when you can thrive on chaos and exhaustion? So just keep going. Fill your schedule to the brim, no breaks. As soon as you've finished your shift as a doctor, you want to be delving straight into your online business, and you want to be working long hours until you sort of fall asleep exhausted and repeat the cycle. Ideally, you want to make sure you have as little time as possible not working as a doctor or working on your business. Okay, so overcommit. You really want to overcommit to really taste that burnout feeling. You want to overcommit to projects and partnerships. So say yes to everything. That's a great rule. So every project, every partnership opportunity that comes your way, why bother with priorities? That takes time and effort. So just say yes to everything. When you can stretch yourself thin across countless collaborations, the best way to ensure neither your medical practice nor your entrepreneurial venture succeed is to be perpetually overwhelmed and overcommitted. Okay, you want to neglect personal time and recovery. So forget about personal time and recovery. These are luxuries. Work around the clock. Skip those pesky breaks to truly experience the joy of burnout. Remember, self-neglect is very important. So you want to neglect your own well-being. And if you do this, the faster you can watch both your health and business dreams crumble. So just take a moment to think about that for a while. Self-neglect, recovery. Don't worry about that. Just skip it. It takes time, takes effort. So that means no morning routines, no meditation sessions, no healthy eating, no going to the gym. Just skip it. Remember, we're trying to maximize burnout. We're trying to also be, when we are working, we want to be unproductive and unfulfilled. This is what the course is all about. So let's go right into that self-neglect and or neglecting self-care and well-being. So how can we do this specifically? How can we maximize it? What does it look like? So you want to skip meals and survive on caffeine only. Who has time to eat when there's so much to do? Skip meals and fuel yourself with endless cups of coffee. We all remember that time where, at work, we've been so busy, we've had to skip morning coffee, we've had to skip lunch, and we've had to just keep going. But we've sneaked ourselves a little coffee, which just keeps us going. You survive on adrenaline and you get that short-term energy. Who cares about the crashes? Who cares about the long-term health? Because in the short term, it keeps you going and it keeps you busy. And in the short term, it keeps you productive. Of course, we don't want to be productive, but in the long term, we're going to be very unproductive. And in the long term, we're going to be burnt out. So, ignore exercise as well. So it's just a waste of valuable working time. Why bother with that when you can sit at your desk all day and night? Let those muscles atrophy while you chase success. Success is the priority, and it will be better, or you will be more unproductive if you skip exercise, and you will, right. You want to sacrifice sleep for work, so just trade any time you would usually be spending sleeping for work. It's for the unambitious, it's for the weak, and you want to make yourself as groggy as possible and embrace the zombie-like state of mind, and this is very effective for being unproductive. Okay, third point is short-term thinking and quick fixes. So instead of building your business or online brand in the long term, you really want to shorten that time length and pile it into as fast as possible, short term as possible. If you have monetization, money goals, you want to really crush that down into weeks or at a very maximum months instead of a year's time frame. So you want to prioritize immediate gains over long-term success. Why bother with planning for the future when you can chase quick wins? Focus all your energy on this. Ignore sustainable growth. After all, instant gratification is the key to long-term success, right? Chase instant gratification. That's a great way to be unproductive and to burn out. Put all your deadlines in the short term as well. So you want to ignore the importance of building a solid foundation. So skip the building an audience, skip the giving value for a long period of time. Just dive straight into glamorous parts of entrepreneurship. So you don't need a solid base. You can have when you can have flashy and superficial success. Remember, the faster you build on shaky ground, the quicker everything can come crashing down. Is what we are aiming for in this course. So just a reminder, this is how to be unproductive and how to burn out. And that's a great way of doing it. So just asking for money, monetizing really fast without putting the work in, without giving the value, is a great way to do it. Relying on quick fixes and hacks, so embrace every quick fix and hack you come across. You don't have time for the tried and true strategies. And remember, every slow decision you make or every long-term decision you make, that decreases the chance of you burning out. Okay. So, ineffective multitasking. You really want to multitask as much as possible. Everyone knows when you multitask, your attention is switched and you don't get things done. You become unproductive. So you switch between tasks constantly. Remember, we don't want focus when we're trying to be unproductive. So when you constantly switch, jump from one to another, it's not like staying on one task until completion, because this would actually increase productivity. You don't want to get things done. You want to think you're getting things done. You want to be unproductive. And a good way is just constantly switching tasks, not being focused, constantly being distracted. Handling multiple projects simultaneously. Take on as many projects as you can. So as many multiple projects at once without prioritizing them. The more, the merrier. Handling everything simultaneously ensures that you never really complete anything efficiently, leading to a wonderfully chaotic work life. So let's talk about that research project. Get involved in that. When a consultant offers you an audit project, get involved in that. You've got your online business, get involved in that. You don't need to prioritize this, remember? You can take on as much as you can. You're working, maybe you want to pick up some extra shifts, get involved in that. Just keep saying yes. The more projects, the better. And remember, prioritization is your enemy. You want to be unproductive and burn out, you want to avoid prioritizing as much as possible. Okay? So believe in the myth of multitasking. Really believe it. Firmly believe that multitasking makes you more efficient. Ignore the studies showing that it actually reduces effectiveness. After all, feeling busy is the same as being productive. If you feel busy, if you feel overwhelmed, if you feel stressed, if you feel like you've got too much on your plate, you're on the right path to being unproductive, inefficient, and burning out. Okay, number 5 in the 7-step guide to burnout, you want to ignore professional and personal boundaries. You want to just blur them into one. What does this mean? Work around the clock. So why bother with work-life balance when you can work around the clock? Make sure to blend your personal time with work time seamlessly. It's not like taking breaks, and having personal time can actually make you more productive and less stressed. Well, it can, but we are aiming to be unproductive and more stressed. So we want to blur those lines. We want to work all the time. So say we're with friends, we're in the gym, we want to be working. We want to have our phone out. We want to be doing our online business stuff. Or when we're in the hospital, we don't want to just be working on our being a doctor. We want to also be working on our online business. When we're sleeping, great way to keep yourself working and to blur those lines is to keep your phone beside your pillow. You want to sleep with your phone in your hands so you're still working as you fall off to sleep. Okay. Bringing work home. Absolutely. Remember, if we want to be unproductive, inefficient, bring your work home and just engulf it in every aspect of your personal life. Answer emails during family dinners, take calls during outings, and think about work even when you're supposed to be relaxing. Blurring these boundaries ensures you'll never truly off the clock, and a massive step forward to being burnt out. Okay, we've covered this. Say yes to everything, but also in your personal life, say yes to everything. Agree to every request, whether it's from colleagues, families, or friends. Don't set any limits. Don't be that guy who prioritizes. Remember, prioritization is the enemy. If you prioritize, you're really in danger of getting things done, being productive, and dealing with the most important things first, which will lead to not being overwhelmed and not burning out. So by being constantly accessible, overcommitted, you can guarantee you'll never have the personal time to recharge. Okay. Right. 6, you want to skip planning and organization. That is overrated. We want to just dive into tasks without a plan. Who needs a plan when you can just dive right into it? Start your tasks without any strategy or organization. Avoid prioritization. After all, winging it and dealing with problems as they arise is a great way to ensure maximum confusion and inefficiency. Absolutely. So don't have an order. Don't have a plan. You want to keep going. And I'll actually just throw in another point there. Just a reminder. My alarm went off there. And for me, if I was really striving for burning out, being unproductive, not making gains, I would really strive for perfectionism as well. I think that would be a really important thing, especially with business growth. I would make sure everything's absolutely perfect and not release anything, not take action until I met that perfection standard. Okay, and again, if I was striving for unproductiveness and feeling burnt out. Okay, ignoring tools, systems. You want to avoid any organizational tools or systems. Why bother with calendars, to-do lists, or project manager apps? Keeping everything in your head is the perfect strategy for forgetting important tasks and missing deadlines. You want to procrastinate until the last minute. So put off tasks, keep putting them off until you really feel that stress, and just keep doing that as much as you can until the very last minute. Procrastination adds the extra thrill of urgency and panic, ensuring you're always stressed and underprepared. And of course, when you are stressed, when you are underprepared, when you do have these huge pressures, these huge deadlines, you're not going to work as well, and that is going to lead to being unproductive. So who needs that calm efficiency, organized schedule when you can thrive on last minute chaos? not really thrive, more crumble. We want to crumble. This is a guide for crumbling, for burning out, for stressing. Okay, you want to avoid continuous learning and feedback, especially from others. So dismiss any feedback or constructive criticism you receive. Assume any advice is a personal attack on you. Be really defensive and don't listen to anything they say. After all, who knows better than you? Avoiding feedback ensures you never have to improve, grow, and keeping you blissfully stagnant, which is what we want. Okay. Avoid professional development. Skip any opportunities for professional development or learning. Why waste time on courses, workshops, anything that improves your skills when you can stick to what you know already? This is a good way of staying outdated, to remain unproductive and irrelevant. So any help you get, if someone offers you help, if there's a course that would potentially help you, or you could upgrade your skills, reject this and just rely on your own ways. That last point was resisting change, and let's see what it says, because I think... Okay, that last point was resisting change and innovation. That's the thing about this. Resisting change and innovation. So you want to just, not develop yourself, not learn things. You want to stay the same. You want to stay stagnant. Stagnation is the key. So in summary, what have we learned today? We have learned in our guide to be unproductive and to burn out a few things. Overload and neglect. Juggle clinical duties and business tasks without breaks. Skip self-care, meals, exercise, and sleep. Say yes to everything. Work around the clock. Short-term and disorganized thinking. You want to prioritize quick fixes over long-term planning. You want to avoid planning and organization tools. You want to procrastinate and multitask ineffectively. You don't want to prioritize. Stagnation is the key. And resistance, so ignoring all feedback and professional development, resist change and innovation, blend work into every aspect of personal life. If you take these steps, you will ensure your business does not grow. You will not be effective when you're working as a doctor. You will feel stressed, you will feel overwhelmed, you will likely quit very fast and be completely burned out. So, I'll leave you with a quote. To be prepared for war is one of the most effective means of preserving peace. George Washington. So obviously in today's guide, it was a complete spin on everything. It was what would you do if you were aiming for the opposite of what we actually are aiming for. We obviously don't want to be burnt out. We don't want to be stressed. We don't want to be overwhelmed, and we want to ensure we're in it for the long run, both being a doctor and helping others, and being an entrepreneur and working on our online business. And you want to just do the opposite of all of these things, obviously. And sometimes when you take the opposite spin, it really highlights really obvious things. And a lot of these things, we could be doing without realizing it. But yeah, just a bit of a fun one today. Obviously, this is my community again. So if you are a doctor who's an entrepreneur, get involved. The link is in the description. And yeah, let's get to work and not burn out.